All right, wizards, this is what you've been waiting for, your wands. You're going to get to make these with your families as part of family camp this week. So let's get started.
Welcome, wizards, to Wizarding 101. We are going to start with making your wands. So just like any good wizard, your wand will find you. If you went outside and you found a stick, that is the wand that is meant to be yours. So this is mine, and I'm going to show you how we are going to make a stick that actually can make Lumos work. So let's get started. To begin, you've done your activity with your camp group about circuitry and electricity already. So you know that you need a positive and a negative to make a complete circuit. So the first thing that you should do is get your battery and your LED light and test it out and make sure it works. You can just hold it like this and make sure that the positive side and the negative side are touching the battery. That way we know that your wand will light up when it's finished. So with your wand, you're going to want to figure out where you're going to put your thumb. Where does the wand feel just right in your hand? I want mine to go right here, and then that's where we're going to stick our battery so that your thumb has a resting spot. So think about where you want that to be. You also want to make sure if it's like mine and has some knots, you don't want knots leading to the battery, so you're going to have to sort of figure out a pathway. So this is going to be mine right here. Okay, so let me show you a little bit about this copper tape. It is very fragile, but it's also very forgiving. So you're gonna peel it up just like a sticker, and you're not gonna want to peel off very much to begin with because it will rip. All right, so you're going to want to lay the copper tape down and then carefully peel the underside off as you go, pressing slowly and carefully, just like that. Don't pull off too much at once. It's okay if it wraps around a little. It might not go straight down your stick if your stick has a lot of bumps and curves to it, but you're going to keep peeling slowly until you get down to that spot where your thumb is going to rest on the wand. So for me, that's right about here. And then this stuff is great. You can just tear it. You don't even need to use scissors. If for some reason your tape tears, it's totally fine to just take another little piece of copper and go right over that tear. So if you happen to have a tear in yours, you can just lay another little bit right over that to correct that tear. So here we have one side, and you may remember from your lesson that the negative and the positive can never touch. So we're going to lay down the next side of the copper tape after this, and we have to make sure that it's running along the opposite side of our stick and doesn't touch. But to begin with, just to hold it into place so I remember where it's going to go, I'm going to tape down this battery, and we will move it in a moment. This is just simply to make sure that we know where it's going to be. So for the electrical tape, you will need scissors. So just take a little snip, and you can just set that on the tape like this. You'll want to make sure that the battery can touch the copper tape. Now for the next step. You're going to take your next piece of copper tape, just like you did on the last one. You're going to open it just a little bit at first to get that tape down without touching the other tape. So make sure as you lay it down that it's not going to touch. So you might notice that here it doesn't touch and there it doesn't touch. And now very carefully, you will take your tape and run it down the side of your wand. Oops, and you're gonna really make sure that it doesn't touch. And if you find that you need some help with this, this is the kind of project that you might want to get some help from an adult. So you're gonna go down very carefully. And then this is how we're going to make sure it lights up. You're going to remove that tape that we put there just to hold our battery in place for a minute. So we wanted to know where our battery would be. And now you're going to set your battery here, and we're gonna do a little twist of our tape and twist it so that it touches the battery but doesn't ever touch the other piece of copper tape. And like I said, remember how I said it might rip? This is the place where it really might rip. And so this is the place where you're going to add some extra secure copper tape. So just like this. And once this is all taped down, you'll never know what it looked like underneath. So let's double check and see if this works. So we know that we have a negative and a positive, and both pieces of copper, that's our conductor, they have to touch the battery. And then if we light this up, we're gonna put, it looks like my positive is on this side and my negative is on that side. Let's test it out. Lumos, it worked. Let's see, there we go. So we have a circuit. We have created that. So once you have that circuit, you're going to want to, you can take this tape, put it back over your battery to hold it into place. Before you do anything too permanently, test your circuit again. And it works. So now I'm gonna tape down this. We'll use lots of this tape by the time we're done. And my next step is going to be to tape down my LED light. So you'll cut a little piece of tape and make sure the negative and the positive are both touching. And you can bend it so that it is right on top of your wand, just like that. Just like that. Add your electrical tape to secure it. Now here comes the fun part. We're gonna add a little more to the end there to really make sure it stays in place. But now that we've got our circuit and our circuit is complete, you can see that it's lit up. We can get started. From here on out, we're just going to begin taping our wand so that we are making it black. And that way, none of this copper tape that we've used will rip or tear. And as you go around the battery, you will want to make sure that it doesn't shift or move too much. You'll just secure that battery into place. Your wand won't turn off. We aren't making wands that can turn on and off this time. That's advanced wizarding. For this wand, it will just stay on, but your battery will last quite a long time, and so will your light. And if you want to change it at some point, if the light stops working, it'll be really easy to switch out. You can easily take off the top and replace the battery as well. I'll just do a little bit at the top so that light bulb stays secure. And then I'm gonna trim this, so if I wanna change out my light bulb later, I don't have to peel back too much tape. And there we go.
Lumos.